Do you feel it? Not as a thought, not as a plan, not as something you can explain to anyone else, but as a quiet pressure inside your chest. A subtle sense that the life you've been living has begun to feel too small, like a room you once fit into, but now can't breathe in anymore. You may not know what needs to change yet. You may not have a new direction, a clear plan, or a dramatic breakthrough, but something inside you already knows. You cannot live the same way anymore. Carl Jung believed the most important turning points in life don't arrive loudly. They arrive silently, as inner movements long before outer change appears. And 2026 will not transform you because the calendar turns. It will only transform you if your inner life does. This is not a video about productivity, not about fixing yourself, not about becoming someone better. This is about 8 quiet habits. Inner shifts so subtle they almost feel insignificant, yet powerful enough to reorganize your entire life. Not through force, not through discipline, but through awareness. If you felt like your old life no longer fits, if you sense a chapter closing, but don't yet see the next door, then stay with me. We begin now. And if at any point this feels like it's speaking directly to you, gently press like. It helps this message reach others who may need it too. Chapter 1, Absolute Honesty with Yourself, the habit that changes everything. There comes a moment when effort no longer works. You've tried self-improvement. You've read books. You've planned goals. You've told yourself, next year will be different. And yet, something still feels off. You say, I'm fine, but your body feels heavy. You agree to things your intuition quietly resists. You smile while something inside you feels depleted. And Jung warned us, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. The suffering does not begin because life is hard. It begins in the gap between what you feel and what you admit. Absolute honesty is not about confession. It is not about telling others everything. It is about daring to admit to yourself what you already know but avoid facing. That the job has drained you. That the relationship no longer nourishes you. That you are tired in a way rest cannot fix. That you've outgrown a version of yourself you keep performing. Most people don't change because they lack courage. They don't change because they lack honesty. A story of awakening. Elena was a successful creative director in New York. Respected, stable, admired. One morning in her favorite cafe, tears came without warning. Nothing was wrong, and yet everything was. When she finally faced the truth, she realized she wasn't living her life. She was living a role. She didn't leave because she hated her career. She left because she no longer wanted to be the person she had to pretend to be. That honesty didn't destroy her life. It quietly rearranged it. Honesty asks only one thing: presence. When emotions arise, ask, what am I truly feeling? What am I afraid to admit? What am I avoiding knowing? Honesty may cost you illusions, but it gives you alignment. And alignment is lighter than any armor. If this resonates, stay with me and consider subscribing. These inner shifts build on each other, and the next one is where real peace begins. Chapter 2, Living with an Inner Observer. The difference between feeling and being consumed. Once honesty opens the door, a new skill becomes essential: observation. Jung believed maturity begins when we stop becoming our emotions and learn to observe them. Without an inner observer, fear makes decisions. Triggers control reactions. Temporary emotions become permanent choices. With an inner observer, you pause, you breathe, you regain agency. You are no longer the storm. You are the one watching the storm move through. Imagine emotions as waves on a lake. The surface moves, but the depth remains calm. The observer lives in that depth. A small shift that changes everything. A man working in tech reacted explosively to feedback, not because it was harsh, but because it activated an old wound. He learned one practice. When emotion rose, step back mentally and watch himself. That pause changed everything. He still felt, but he no longer reacted unconsciously. Observation doesn't remove emotion. It gives emotion space, and space is freedom. If you've ever wished for more calm without becoming numb, this habit is for you. Drop a comment if you're learning to observe instead of react. Your words may guide someone else. Chapter 3. Withdrawing projections from others. Why certain people trigger you so deeply. Have you noticed how some people affect you disproportionately? A tone, a comment, a presence. Jung called this projection. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Projection happens when we disown part of ourselves and see them living in others. Anger often hides suppressed assertiveness. Jealousy often points to unlived potential. Irritation often reveals abandoned traits. The habit begins with one question. What part of me is being activated here? When you withdraw projections, enemies become mirrors. Triggers become teachers. Relationships become maps of your inner world. And slowly, the world becomes less threatening because you are no longer fighting yourself through others. If this insight landed, gently tap like, it helps this work reach deeper. Chapter 4. Following what gives you meaning. The energy that heals without effort. Jung believed humans do not collapse from effort. They collapse from meaninglessness. Meaning is not ambition, not achievement, not status. Meaning is what makes the soul feel alive. When meaning is absent, life feels heavy. Motivation disappears. Joy becomes rare. Meaning is biological. The nervous system relaxes when you live in alignment. And meaning does not shout, it whispers. A spark, a curiosity, a quiet pull. Follow it daily, gently, imperfectly. One small, meaningful act a day can redirect an entire year. If 2026 is calling you back to meaning, write meaning in the comments. Chapter 5. Seeing meaning behind events. Stillness, symbols, and inner guidance. When you slow down, patterns emerge. Repetitions, coincidences, messages that seem to return until acknowledged. Jung called it synchronicity, the dialogue between inner and outer worlds. But it requires stillness. Noise blocks guidance. Busyness numbs intuition. Ask one question at the end of each day. What is this trying to show me? Life speaks softly. Those who listen move wisely. Chapter 6. Expressing the soul through creativity. Releasing what words cannot hold. Creativity is not talent. It is expression. Writing, drawing, movement, ritual, sound. 10 minutes a day is enough. Creativity releases what analysis cannot. As Jung said, the creation of something new is not accomplished by the intellect, but by the play instinct. If your soul feels heavy, it may not need rest. It may need a voice. Chapter 7. Sitting with discomfort, the gateway to healing. Discomfort is not danger. It is transition. Avoidance keeps wounds alive. Presence dissolves them. Sit with emotion for 2 minutes. No fixing. No escaping. Emotion passes when witnessed. This is how the nervous system learns safety. And this is how old pain transforms. Chapter 8. Letting old selves die. The most compassionate ending. The deepest pain is not change. It is clinging to who you once were. Some identities have completed their work. Let them go, not violently, not dramatically, gently, like leaves falling at the end of their season. 2026 does not ask you to become someone new. It asks you to release who you no longer are. Finally, the year of quiet becoming. These 8 habits will not change your life overnight. They will change it inevitably, because when you live truer, life reorganizes around you. If this journey feels like the beginning of a new chapter, share it with someone walking their own silent threshold, and subscribe to the Mind Kit. We'll continue this journey, one quiet awakening at a time.